graduate, and a war hero.
I think it took just as much courage for those men who resisted and told the government, you're doing something wrong, and the courage of those of us who volunteered. It's a different type of courage, but nevertheless it is courage. And I don't know how many Americans are willing to give up their civil liberties by going to prison to stand up for their rights. That takes a lot of guts. And so the time has come for all of us to embrace each other and say, we fought the same battle.
McKinley High School, I think, provided Senator Inouye with, a lot of the same types of things that you folks receive. That pride, the tradition, to study hard to get ahead, and that nothing is impossible. And that's a message that he's kind of spread not only for, our students here at McKinley, but I think for all of Hawaii, and to truly believe that. And I think the foundation that he always mentions is that, his high school years, which was here at McKinley High School. So he was very proud of being a McKinley graduate. That kind of gave him the leadership characteristics that made him such a very prominent man, both in the war and in politics. It goes all the way back to 1986. Growing up on the neighbor islands, you always hear about Senator Inouye and, about the great man he was, and you see him on TV, and we've always had this vision of him growing up, that he was this, man bigger than life. I mean, I always assumed that he was like 6'4" or something like that, and because his presence on TV was always such, and his voice. In 1986, I had an opportunity to take some students up to Washington, D.C. And one of the teachers I was with was related to Inouye. And he said, hey, I'll take you to see, Senator Inouye. And I said, yeah, right, how you going to give me? He said, no, it's my relative. And lo and behold, we walk into the office, he comes out, and first of all, I was kind of, not shocked, but I was a little taken aback because he was like about 5'1". I was like, wow, he just seems like my dad, and that was kind of shocking to me because I always assumed that he was this huge man, 6 foot, at least 6 foot tall, right? And it was kind of like, wow, he's kind of a normal guy, and he's talking to us, and he's talking to us normal like anybody else, like we're talking to my uncle or somebody, and that gave me a whole different perspective on him. That day, I truly had a very different respect for the man. It was not that worshiping God type of thing, but it was that he was just someone like me that got to this point because of a lot of the same things that my parents talked about hard work, and just believing in yourself. And that was a message that he always sent to everybody when he talked to about it. To me, it was the thing that stuck with me the most with him. And every time I met him, it was that same message that he gave to us.
Senator Inouye actually came to our school, McKinley High School, last year at student activities. And so when we actually saw him with me and my friend Amanda Morimoto, it was actually an honor because we actually got to see him in person. So when we actually did interview him, we felt that he was just like our own grandfather. because he's really open and really humorous. And also Senator Inouye actually does take pride in our math team and our robotics team.